Hey guys, how's it going? It's Hody here. So it's been about 2 weeks or so since my last video. I just wanted to give you guys a look at where I'm at in the game at the moment and what I've been doing. So in the last week or two, I've worked on Ninjini. She's been 6 star +2. These aren't like her proper runes. These are just some runes I chucked on her. I've got my Flare Wolf up to 6 stars as well. I'm going to work on getting him to level 70 pretty soon. And that's kind of about the gist of it. I've also Stealth Elf 6 star +5. Second skill's been maxed and Super Shots +2 now. So last time I was farming Wailing, Wailing's become incredibly consistent. It'll wipe maybe, I don't know, one time out of 20 now. I have 3 star B10 as well. So this was a team I was using for B10. I don't have runes on them at the moment, but this could auto the entire thing and get the boss to around 30% his HP, give or take. So I'm thinking once Ninja +5, once he's level 70, maybe it might be a potential auto team if I get my runes going forward to a better standard, but it's something I'll come back to. So I'll give you a look at the Wailing run now as well, so you can kind of see how much better it's gotten. So when I was doing Wailing before, it was really inconsistent if I didn't babysit it. Now it can just completely, full auto the runs, and here and there you'll still get 3 star runs on complete auto as well. So yeah, it's much better. So yeah, Stealth Elf's critting for 7.5k on Blade Slashes. So the damage has gone up, dramatically. I think it was like 2.5k crits before or something like that. So yeah, so 5k without attack buff or defense break. So Wailing, I've gotten quite a lot of good rune drops from it as well. Nothing like absolutely insane, but when this run is done, I'll give you a quick look through my my box, and I'll go through some of the runes I've gotten and kind of what runes I'm still holding out for in Wailing at the moment. I'm going to touch on as well the new update, just with the extreme dungeons, and kind of the update that's coming. So I guess I'll go through the update that's coming a little bit while this run goes. So with this future update, there's a few things that look really interesting. The Broccoli guy nerfs a bit of a slap in the face to people who've already built him and skilled him up, but it is what it is, right? The new villains are going to take over eventually, but I think it's going to be a while until they're up and running, just because you can only get 25 of a particular villain a day, excluding your own standard dungeons that you pop yourself. But I hope maybe they release an opportunity to get skills refunded, but I don't think that'll happen. It's not the end of the world. Mirage Tail's going to reset very shortly as well anyway. But yeah, it is kind of annoying. With them saying they're going to, kind of make a fixed amount of shards you can get per stage, I really like the idea. I think I'll have to wait to see how much they elaborate on it a bit more before I say whether it's good or bad. But I think it will be a good change, right? They're going to make this game, I think, a bit less of a grind, I guess, for the newer people into it as well. And they're giving more options to the monsters you can pick at the start of the game, is what I believe from reading it. So I'll show you what I mean now. So in this quest here, right, at the very start of it, you can pick Stealth Elf. It has like an option at the start of it, so it's like, choose which Skylander you like, but the only option is Stealth Elf. I think the way they're going to do it is they're going to have other options in there, so it's going to be like Stealth Elf and then like another few different Skylanders you can pick from. From my way of reading it, I might be wrong, but that's kind of what I got from it. They're also raising the level cap, so everyone can hit level 70 regardless of rank or being awakened, which is really cool. So, for example, you could, I could get this guy to level 70, he's level 30 at the moment. He'd be a level 72 star +2. You could still power him up and still evolve him for the stat increase, but you could get him to 70 and that would just increase the base stats crazily, right? So I think this is really good, especially with the Nat 5s in the new dungeons as well now. I would hold off on powering up all the Nat 5s you have, and I would save to awaken them. So for example, Ember's one a lot of people are building. If you're sitting like 200 Ember Shards and you're thinking of, I might power her up and get her to 6-star, I would hold off on it and wait for the update. So when the update's out, you can get it to level 70 anyway, and then I would awaken prior to, to evolving it and whatnot. Because the stat increase will be more from powering up and evolving, I'm sure. But the benefit from awakening on almost every Nat 5 outweighs those base stats. There's not going to be a huge difference, right? So I think it's worth awakening prior to evolving now that you can get them to level 70. So for all Nat 5s, I'm going to be saving my shards until I can awaken them. I have Stormblade at 6-starred, and I have 84 shards of him, so I've been farming him from the Extreme Dungeon. I don't really plan to use him for any PvE. It'll mainly be for PvP, particularly when Guild Wars come out to be able to cleave teams that are quite heavy on like Stealth Elves, and maybe for RTA in the future when they release it as well. So I'll go through some of the runes that I've gotten. So this rune crap, but I'm running it just for the Fatal set, because I've got a crit damage on slot 6 for this. Again, the subs are crap, but it is what it is. Stealth Elf's got some nice runes, so I pulled this. This is a really nice rune. It was a green rune, it rolled once into attack, so it was 10% attack when I got it. It rolled a 9% roll, so 1 off max, not a fantastic thing. Like if it was 10, it would have been perfect, but what do I mean not fantastic? 9's still fantastic, right? Like that's just me being super greedy. It was a really good roll. And then it rolled like perfectly. The rolls were low, so the crit rate could be 8%, but it rolled the right subs, so you can't really complain. I've got this. It is only a 5-star slot 3 Fatal rune, but it has 13% crit on it, which is really nice. So just from having these 2 runes, I'm getting 10% crit, so 23% because of the bonus, and then 27%. So these 2 runes providing me 27% crit rate, and that's just really from the set effect and the subs as well. So it's really, really nice. So there are a couple other runes I've gotten as well. So this one, for example. So this is a slot 2 attack percent rune. I think this was I want to say it was a purple rune or maybe a blue. I can't remember. If it was a blue, it rolled poorly. If it was a purple, if it was a blue, it rolled really well. If it was a purple, it rolled poorly. I think it might have been a purple from memory though, right? So it's not a bad rune. It's got really no offensive stats with it, even though it's an attack rune, but it has really good tanky subs. So this will be nice for maybe autoing B10 with a bomber. And then I got this as well. This was a purple rune. So it rolled 1 into each of these 3 subs. And again, this is a really nice rune as well. There's nothing offensive in there, but they're really tanky subs, which are nice because you can kind of, if you have really tanky subs on your attack-based runes, on your other runes like your slots 4 and 3, you can just go for like full offensive subs and it will kind of even itself out. So I'll give you guys a look at the runes that I've pulled. So where are some beasts? Some wailing runes. So that was a wailing rune, nothing too great. That was a wailing rune, it's not too bad. No, that's shocking. Why did I even power that up? That one's crap. I wish that had rolled better. Pretty crap. Crap. Yeah, so there's a lot of runes. There's a lot of crap runes as well, right? So it's kind of anything, but I'm sitting on tons of runes I haven't powered up yet. It's just because of the gold. Like I've got 2 rage runes here that might roll well. I've been saving like all the dodge runes as well because I'm thinking dodge runes might be nice for maybe a future gear shift when I get around to building one. I've got a couple of evasion runes as well, but no evasion on dodge runes, which kind of sucks, but it's not the end of the world. You only need a 4 set. But anyway, so Wailing Beast Labyrinth has been really nice, okay? The drop rates, earlier I said they weren't that great. I think I might have been a bit presumptuous with it because lately my rates on it have been really, really good, right? So I think I got really unlucky at the start of it, but now I'm tending to maybe pick up, a 6 every run or 2, give or take. And touching on the extreme dungeons as well. So I've been able to clear the extreme dungeons. Not every time, it's a bit of RNG as well. So the team that I use to clear it is I use Super Shot, Stealth Elf, and Ninjini for my first team. And then I sub it into Kaboom, Tri-Tip, and Wham Shell for my second team. So for the second team, the way that I do it, so I have Kaboom with the charge skill and with the bomb. Tri-Tip with the defense break and the charge, and Wham just with his 2 standard skills. So I've been noticing on the boss as well, so I wonder if I can see it without actually getting into one. Yes, you can. Okay. So this skill, where is it? How do I get to the third one? This one. Rail Blade. Okay. So this is really important. So this is a skill that the boss uses really often, right? It's an AoE. Okay. And when he crits on it, he follows it up with Traptanium Sword, which is his main skill that attacks 2 enemies and casts Corrosion. Now what Corrosion does is it basically nerfs your crit damage. So for every stack of Corrosion you have on your character, it lowers the crit damage you do. So I've been using the Genie to lower the boss's crit rate. And also on the second team, I've been using Wham, and I've been running block rate on Wham, right? So block rate there. And the way that it works, I'm finding a lot of the time, is if the boss isn't critting, he really doesn't do much. And the corrosion stacks aren't too noticeable if he's not following up with, if he's not spamming the Traptanium Sword. Now, you'll find that he won't spam it if he's not getting crits off on Railblade, because he doesn't have Traptanium Sword up that often. It just feels like he always does because he always crits. So every time he crits on Railblade, he attacks again with Traptanium Sword, which applies the corrosion debuff. Alright. So that was kind of my 2 cents on it. With that as well, I'd prioritize farming Nat 5s if you can. If you get towards the end of the day before reset, just farm whatever is useful for you if you have like an hour left. But I would try and aim for the Nat 5s, and probably a Nat 5s in particular. The ones that everyone seems to really be looking for are Ember, Stormblade, Spitfire, Astro Starcast, those kind of Nat 5s. Honestly, unless you're like super active, right, and always looking for those particular Nat 5s, there are a lot of Discords out there that have actual channels that you can go in and search for particular ones. So people will see someone open a dungeon, they'll post their name in and what they've opened, so you can add them that way. So if you're not doing that, I wouldn't be too picky about it. If you are doing that, like, you can potentially, if you're clearing it, you could farm 45 pieces a day. So in a week, you could basically have a Nat 5 awakened. You could awaken a Nat 5 a week if you're able to clear the extreme dungeon. If you can score 10 plus, like a weekend a little bit, right? It's not that noticeable, the difference in it. So anyway, this is really just a quick video because there's not much that's happened, so it's kind of hard to make an update video on my account. I'm pretty much just at the stage where I'm just grinding runes, right? If I get some really good rune drops, I'll go back to finishing the Genie off. I'll get Flail off to level 70, and then I'll see if that can auto it. I think it will be able to. The only reason I say this is just because the runs that I've already done, even without babysitting it, I can normally get the boss to about 50%. If I slightly babysit it, I can get the boss to about 30%, right, with some RNG. I've almost killed him. I got him to 1 hit before. Okay, but I think just maxing out Nijini, getting her +5, max leveling Flare Wolf will give me a massive damage boost already, and then with some better rune quality, I think it will just make it really consistent. Alright, anyway guys, I appreciate you watching. It was just a really short and sweet one, nothing too exciting or new. And anyway, I guess I'll see you in the next video, or really when something new and exciting comes around. Oh, also, a big thank you. I think I'm at 85 subs now, or 87. So almost at 100, which is crazy, right? Because my videos are pretty low effort videos. It's literally just me recording the screen for like 10 minutes and talking over it. So it's nice to see that, some of you guys actually enjoy the content and whatnot. So I really do appreciate that. So thank you. Anyway, all right, bye.